What is up, guys, and welcome to my first career mode of FIFA 20. We're kicking off with the return of the Blues Chelsea career mode. Now, in recent years we haven't had the greatest luck. With a few years since we won the Premier League, 7 years since we've won the Champions League. Today we're going to be kicking it all off and bringing all that glory back. Now, I know, guys, there are some issues with FIFA at the moment, but I think I've managed to sort them out the best of my ability. I've removed all the lower rated players from all the Premier League squads, so we shouldn't be seeing too many of them, at least in the first season. Also updated all the Champions League groups, and to make things even more interesting, a little bit of a twist to this year's first career mode. We'll be doing a new one every 6 weeks, so making really quick turnarounds. We can get 7 or 8 in throughout the course of this year, plus rebuilds coming up as well. If you enjoyed it, do go smash a sub. Any support is huge appreciated. But here is the little twist. We're going to have our regular team that we will run through in a second, but to make things fair on the AI, because they're playing young players, we have to have at all times 3 players on the pitch that are 21 years or younger. Now, that means that if they're 21 at the beginning of the season, that is when I'm allowing it. So Abraham and Mount may become 22 in January or February. We're allowed to have them for the whole of the season. It will change once we get into season 2. I'm going to try and do 3 to 4 seasons really quick through the series. So I hope you guys do enjoy. Let's get right into that and take a look at the squad. So in terms of teams for this blue side, this is the kind of formation and team that we're going to be kicking it off. We're going for a 4-4-1-1, a formation that I always really like in FIFA. Of course, it has to be Kepa in goal, and I can't see myself selling him unless things go wrong for the whole series. I'm a big fan of him, and I want to keep him for as long as possible. Then, centre-back to kick off, we've got Rudiger and Christensen. Rudiger is going to be another mainstay in the side. Christensen, though, I'm tempted in this first transfer window to bring in a new player. Another thing, we're not going to have the whole transfer ban. We are going to be signing players in this episode. Right back is Azpilicueta. We also have Reece James on the bench, who we may be able to bring in, or maybe sell another right back depending on what we want to do. Emerson at left back, but we've also got Fernando Alonso, Marcus Alonso as well if we want other options. Then in the wings, we've got the young stars of Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi filling up 2 of our spots for our under 21 players. Then we've got Kante and Kovacic in the midfield. Personally, I prefer Kovacic over Jorginho, and I reckon he'll go up in rating fast. Then Mason Mount, the man that has become a star so far this season, playing in the cam spot, and Tammy Abraham sitting up front, another star of the team. Then on the bench, we've got some old players. We've got Olivier Giroud and William with a bit of experience, Reece James and Tomori with some young options, Loftus-Cheek who can be interchangeable with Mason Mount, Jorginho who can play in the centre mid roles, Caballero as a backup keeper, so may might sign someone different there. Then the results, we've got a couple more. We've got Batshuayi, Alonso, Bakayoko. So it's not the most in-depth or high-quality Chelsea squad that you've ever seen. We're going to try and turn this around. I think we've got 100 million that we can spend in this window. Anyone could be up for sale pretty much. So let's see what we can do. May sign an under 21 player. Let's see what's on our transfer list. So in terms of players that we're looking to sign, I'm going to go look for a winger, possibly give us a little bit more depth. So Mason and Pedro or William, a new centre-back, world-class. Anything will do, and then maybe a new fullback if we've got a little bit of money left over. Another improvement that I do want to go and make is going to be signing up a youth scout. Want to get the best one we possibly can. I think maybe we'll sign this one for 1.8 million. We've got plenty of money to spend. And let's think, where do we want to send this lad? Where have we had some legendary Chelsea players come from the most? We've had a couple of good. Ooh, that's a shout. We've had a couple of good Ivorians, Drogba, Kalou, so maybe we'll go somewhere in Africa to kick it off for this first season, and that is exactly what I think we're going to do. We're going to try and actually find the next Michael Essien. No, it's got to be the next Didier Drogba, hasn't it? It has to be Ivory Coast. We're going to head there and search for our first scout, see if we can find a young star to bolster the team. But wingers and fullbacks and centre-backs is what we're looking for. Can we get something? Let's take a look at it and our shortlist. And so a deal has been agreed for Pedro, so he looks like he may be the first man leaving the club, and 21 million is a fair fee that I will be very happy to accept. So we'll see if the contract goes through. If not, it's going to be goodbye and thank you for your service, Pedro. And that is just not a good start to the season. Tammy Abraham is going to be out for 8 freaking weeks. Not the start we wanted, however. We've gone offer on the table from Bayer Leverkusen for Christensen, now 25 million is what they've put on the table so far, but I want a little bit more out of that deal. So that's exactly what we're going to go and search for. The new, which I do actually really like, this is fresh and new. We're going to ask for 30 million and see what they say. I reckon 28 is what I'm prepared to dip to. Okay, that was simple enough. 30 million on the cards. Christensen looks like he'll be the second man heading out of the club. Meanwhile, we do have the final of the pre-season tournament. See if we can pick up an extra 8 million for the transfer budget. Giroud comes into the side with the injured Tammy Abraham. We go 1-0 up, and that is going to be the victory. Olivier Giroud bagging the winner. So one piece of silverware technically in the bag. And there we go. Our scouts are coming back. So you can see how Christensen and Pedro both still at the club. So don't know whether the contract agreements have gone through yet or not. So we've had an offer for Cesar Azpilicueta of 32.6 million. Now that is a fair chunk of cash for the Chelsea captain. Now my original thought was I'm not selling him, he is too good of a servant, but that is a brilliant offer. So I'm going to counter it, is what we're going to do. We're going to push it up, see if we can take 38.5 million, and we'll see what they say. If they come back, we may sell our captain for a huge sum right there. In other news, Pedro has departed. He's headed off to Villarreal. Christensen and Azpi could be next. So it's still all up in the air with this Azpilicueta deal. Now it's come out of the blue, but I've got to admit, I like that going for bigger players in the club, which I find really, really good for actually. As much as there are some problems, got to credit them and do something good. And I like that coming in with good offers for our top players, but 38.5, what they say, 34.7. I'm going to say, we're going to ask for 36. And I reckon I'm not dipping below 35.5 is what we'll sell. Will they accept? They will accept a £36 million offer. That is huge for our right back and captain, Cesar Azpilicueta. Christensen's also left the club, as has Van Ginkel. We could have some big signings coming in with the budget we have right now.
Just about millions of
First game of our FIFA 20 career mode series with Chelsea, and it is the Super Cup final against Liverpool. Of course, in real life we did win the Europa League last year. Liverpool won the Champions League, and this is a match that we could go out and win. Good to see the lineups are looking normal, so we'll take a look at them. We want to show you the Chelsea side, some interesting selections, and also take a look at this Liverpool team. So the first game of the season, this is the Liverpool team. This graphic is beautiful, let's just say. Congrats to EA on this, this is absolutely brilliant. That is a strong Liverpool side we're seeing right there. Ryan Kent playing on the left. We're going to have a look at the transfer list. I do know that Mane has been sold, so that is a very interesting departure. Meanwhile, the Chelsea side, a couple of controversial picks in our first team. Tomori plays, Zappacosta comes in for the Azpilicueta that has been sold. Jorginho does come into the side. He hasn't been happy with his lack of game time. Batshuayi leads the line with the lack of Tammy Abraham. Let's get into this game. Andy Robertson can see Ryan Kent. Now I've noticed that Ryan Kent actually in a lot of your career mode series always seems to go to the forefront of the teams, but Bobby Firmino's got a chance. Straight off the back here, good stop from Kepa. Keeps his head today, and it's a good save. Let's see, they've got Salah. It's going to look like it's coming short. It's going into the box though. Good punch from Kepa. Going to come to Jordan Henderson, the edge of the box, and it's a hit to the face for Tomori on his debut for us. Might actually would have been his debut in real life, looking at the date of this fixture, in fact. And I can see a run on here. Zappacosta with the overlap, with a lot of space in the counter. And I reckon there's a ball to the other side. Kante, of all people, takes it down. And it's not been finished. Maybe he should have done better with that. Kante can steal that ball back. Kante, a man that goes onto the radar in this Chelsea team, because everyone thinks it's weak, but we still wasn't top players. Zappacosta has a big chance here. Swings it in. Ruben Loftus-Cheek there. Listen to John on the edge of the box. He stuck it wide. Big chance there. Probably should have been finished. Zappacosta putting the pressure on Ryan Kent here. But the youngster's got the pace. 21 years of age if I'm correct. Being his man. No, it's fallen by Salah. Great stop, Kepa. That's why he's the number one and is going to stay it. Salah swings it in. Good ball is forward to Firmino. And Firmino gets the first goal of the game. Liverpool continuing their dominant streak. Take the lead here. It was a poor clearance. And it's 1-0 to Liverpool. And Salah, he sent Emerson to the shops. Rudiger though, proving what I've given him the armband with a lovely tackle against the Egyptian there. Ooh, that's a good play. That's a good play. This could be a chance for the winner. And it's 2-0. It's going to get difficult from here. And it's Firmino with his second of the game. We've got to lift the game. Willian and Barkley coming onto the pitch. Pulisic and Loftus-Cheek, the two men coming off. See if they can change this match, because we're 2 goals down now. We've got to do something if we want to get back into things. Hudson-Odoi is also switched wings, so that's going to add another. Now you can see the 4-3-3, the lines in this Liverpool team is going to make it so difficult to break down, especially now as a second goal. Although there's a run on here. Hudson-Odoi has got it. It's offside. It's not looking promising. I think we may be about to take our first L of the season. Well, our second L actually. We've already lost to Manchester United as well now I think about it. Well, that's a good play. That's a good play. We can at least get one back here. Hudson-Odoi dribbles past Van Dijk. And it's not in the back of the net. Hudson-Odoi. I think he just bounced to the wrong second or something. But it's not looking like our game here. If that can't hit the back of the net, I do not know what will. And that is going to be the end of the game. Liverpool win the Super Cup. It's a big defeat. Well, not a big defeat. There are positives we can take from it, but Firmino does get the win, as does Van Dijk. Let's get into the transfers. We've got some signings to make to certainly improve this side. So after that defeat, we had to make a statement of intent, and that is exactly what we have gone and bloody done with this signing. We needed someone huge, and that is what we're doing. Welcome to Stamford Bridge, Robert Lewandowski. The Polish gunman is joining the club for £79.5 million. It is a big signing. It's going to be our marquee one for this window, and it's a good chance for us to also test out the dynamic potentials and how it works on old players. I didn't want to go big and go for like a 33, 34 year old, but at 30 years of age, still got plenty of time left of him. For at least a couple of seasons, he'll be a top striker, and we'll also give a bit of competition to Tammy Abraham, letting us weigh up between the two who we want to choose, and kind of having this transition period that will work perfectly. But welcome Robert Lewandowski, the 89 rated striker, to the Blues. We've got another home game now up against Leicester, and I reckon this should be a win. We've got Robert Lewandowski up front, who should be able to absolutely crush it in the sim. Let's find out. Is a 3-2 victory with 2 goals on the day before. Robert Lewandowski can take back in with one as well. Hopefully this can be a 20 to 25 goal season for him right here. And a transfer offer for Alonso, that is an interesting one. What are they offering? 18.4 million is not going to be accepted any day of the week, but a couple more signings still to come. I've got my eye on some big targets. So a man you may well be familiar with if you play a lot of Ultimate Team, Dakonan Jijene, I think that's how you say it, is joining the club for just £25.1 million. We also do have a 10% release clause on it. Not my suggestion there, so I'm happy to accept if they want to do that. But the key thing with this guy is he is rapid and he is strong. He's not the tallest centre-back, but I think Rudiger can make up for it. I think these two as a centre-back partnership is going to be absolutely good. Also, at 27 years of age, maybe will probably stay around the same rating, but a big improvement, I would say, on Kurt Zouma, who I've always found a little bit slow. So the back line really starting to come together, as is this team. Lewandowski in, Jene in. I've got one, maybe 2 more signings to come. But first up, we've got a sim. Fucking hell. Got a sim against Norwich, and I believe we have another game straight after that. For now, the Jene, can we get the result? Woo! It's a 2-1 defeat to Norwich. Not the start you want to see whatsoever. Meanwhile, a loan offer for Zouma. For now, let's get to deadline day, and unless there's any more offers, I've got one more man, maybe 2. That's just 10 seconds ago. I want to sign. So we've made one final signing before the window closes, and I've got to say it's arguably the one I am most excited about. It's a young star. It's another 21. It's Stephen bloody Bergwijn joining the Blues for £42 million. And I really think we've absolutely aced it in this transfer. Signing lots of different players. Lewandowski with some experience. The Jene is a little bit of an unknown risk. And Bergwijn as our new young star. 42 million sounds a lot for someone of just 21 years of age. But if you know this man's role to the team, 82 rating already, high potentials, and already a rapid player with 89 acceleration and 88 sprint speed. I can't wait to throw him right in the start 11. Also going to add some competition to Willian. In terms of the other big deals of the win, you've seen Pogba heading off to Real and Mane heading off to Piemonte Calcio. We get the third biggest deal, which is actually good to see a number of top players leaving the league. I'm not complaining. It's going to make it easier for us. We've got one more game that we're going to play in this episode, which I believe is up against Leicester. So the final game of this episode that we're going to be simming, we are up against Brighton with a chance to back 6 points. One thing I'm going to do, because I want to keep this squad switching around, and I reckon he deserves a chance. We're going to stick Tammy Abraham into the side, and I reckon we'll also switch up and give Loftus-Cheek a chance as well. Neither of them had too much gameplay in the last couple of weeks, so we've got to keep them both sticking up with their potentials. As I reckon Brighton should be a comfortable 3 points. Can we get the win? 4-0, Lewandowski off the bench bags one, a goal for Kovacic and 2 for Pulisic. So, at the end of the episode, let's take a look at the tables. We've got Champions League coming up. Great work in our emails. That is exactly what I'd like to see. 3 points to Champions League, but not much kicked off there. More importantly, let's take a look at the Premier League, see how things have started. And we're sitting second in the league with 15 points. Everton, the team on top right now. Obviously, we know things are all a little bit all over the place, but for me personally, as long as we've got teams that we're competing with to win the league and we're not dominating every single game, it's all right with me. So, second in the league, 5 wins and 2 losses so far is a decent start. I've got to say, Manchester United and Spurs both up there as well. Spurs, sorry, not Manchester United with a game in hand. City, likewise, so it's a very tight table. All the way down to Leicester, Liverpool and Arsenal, meanwhile, had poor starts to the season. It's Aston Villa, Southampton and Newcastle in the relegation go, all with no wins. I'm about to say no points at all, but no wins so far. Meanwhile, taking a look at our side, we'll stick Lewandowski. Oh, don't cry over one game out of the team. It's very difficult, as you can see, to sort out all the players, keep them all happy. Lewandowski a little bit stroppy that he left out of the Brighton game. Same clean for Jorginho. You see, Bakayoko was unhappy a couple of games ago. Seems to be happy now, but that is going to be the end of today's episode for the, I was about to say FIFA 19, FIFA 20 Chelsea career. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, all over the shop with this, but next episode my controller's going to glitch out and show all the pictures for the upcoming days, but we'll be doing 3 more games, 1 Champions League and 2 more league matches, and smashing all the way through to the end of December, because it'll be a rapid career mode, getting through all the games and getting to the halfway stage of the season. But for now, hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!